It's a pretty good Sunday, isn't it? It is a great feeling when Chelsea go away from home on a Saturday afternoon, score 5 goals and win the game. Chelsea beat Wolves yesterday 5-2 away from home in the Premier League. We're back in the office. I've kind of moved things around a little bit now. I'll show you guys exactly how the whole setup looks right now. Here we go. Fridge, Stamford Bridge, the famous fridge that doesn't stop making loud noises. Made myself some pasta with some king prawns. Lamp, iMac, FIFA. I've done it for FIFA. Obviously, FIFA 20 is coming out. I'm going to have the early access. I'm going to be making a Chelsea career mode. And the first episode will hopefully go out on Thursday. And then I'm not sure how often I'm going to do it. It all depends on how much you guys want it. So, 6 things that we learned. It's a series where, self-explanatory, I know we talk about 6 things I learned from Chelsea versus whoever it may be. Yesterday it was Wolves at the Molineux. You guys, of course, always let me know your thoughts on how you think we did, who were the best players, what were the weaknesses in the comments down below. Before we get into it though, I just want to address some of the great positivity that I saw in the comments section of yesterday's match vlog video. It's one of the best performing videos right now on the channel. There's a lot of football channels out there that kind of do a lot better when their teams aren't doing very well. And I really like how you guys are obviously joining in on the optimistic hype train right now that is this channel based around Chelsea and Frank and the youth and all of that stuff. And a lot of the comments yesterday were complimenting the camera work within the vlog, and I don't want to take full credit for this, and I really would love you guys to go over and follow my friend Lawrence on Instagram. He comes to the Chelsea games with me. If it wasn't for him, there wouldn't be match vlogs. He's an amazing videographer, photographer, all of that stuff. So if we can go and give him a follow as a community, in the description down below, if you can go and give him a little follow on Instagram, I would be very grateful, and I'm sure he would as well. So 6 things that we learned. We're going to start with our manager, Super Frank Lampard, Chelsea hero, my childhood hero, our manager. There's this clip right here. Coming over to the fans at the end of the game yesterday, you can see the beaming smile. He knew that yesterday's performance was a good one, and he knows that, well, at the time, obviously, he didn't know that Man City were beaten by Norwich. Wins away at Wolves are going to be very, very key for Chelsea this season because despite Wolves not winning a match in the opening 5 games, it's these kind of teams that the media and everyone who's slating Chelsea and thinking that because we've only got these youngsters playing at the moment, we're not going to come anywhere near the top 4, maybe even the top 6. It's a performance like that yesterday that can really kick Chelsea on moving forward for the season. So we saw how much it meant to Frank. He's always happy when he hears the fans singing his name. He has been for years. Yesterday, what we saw from Frank was a tactical flexibility that a lot of people have been doubting. A lot of people have said that Frank doesn't know how to play without 4 defenders, playing in a flat back 4. How is he going to do it? And a lot of people said that with Emerson being injured, not expecting Alonso to be at his best if he's playing in a flat back 4, we needed to do something different. Azpilicueta as well, it's been getting caught out at right back too many times. So what does Frank go and do? He goes and makes a very bold decision to change things to a 3-4-3. Chelsea were absolutely brilliant, and it was down to Frank's ability, lack of naivety, we'll say, to actually adapt things not only to fit the personnel that's available to him, but also to combat that of the opposition. Yesterday, we all knew that Wolves were going to start Adama Traore. It was either going to be Azpilicueta on the left or Alonso on the left. It was Alonso, and Alonso did very well. And the reason he did very well is because he was playing within his preferred position, and that was down to Frank changing things up, not being shy, not being nervous to do so, and it certainly benefited Chelsea yesterday. Moving into point number 2, it is our main man. It's the marksman. It's Tammy Abraham. This guy is the real deal. I think everybody now can just stop slating him, saying, oh, it's blue in Norwich and Sheffield United. Norwich just beat Manchester City, the champions, yesterday, and they've got like 6 or 7 injuries as well. Incredible result for Norwich, but we're here to talk about Chelsea. Tammy Abraham, we've all got to appreciate now that I think we finally found our number 9 for many years to come. He can score all types of goals. We saw it yesterday. The header was brilliant. The way he turned for the first goal, the way he held off the defender for the hat-trick goal. In those kind of moments, there's a lot of personal pressure on a player like Tammy because he wants his first hat-trick in a Chelsea shirt. It's his first hat-trick in the Premier League. And the way he finished that 3rd goal, for me, and a lot of other people that I've heard on social media as well, it was pretty similar to that of a Didier Drogba that we knew and love and still do know and love so well. And for me, seeing Tammy yesterday bag a hat-trick, there's absolutely no doubts in my mind now that he is the striker for Chelsea for many years to come. So point number 3, and I don't quite know where this goal came from Fikayo Tomori, but it's one of the best goals of the season. Certainly a contender for goal of the month in the Premier League, definitely Chelsea's goal of the month. What a finish that was. The game up until this point yesterday, if we're looking at it from more of an analytical perspective, it was very flat. I feel as though both teams cancelled each other out, and it was going to take a moment like that to actually open up the game, and Fikayo Tomori's goal, it certainly did that. It wasn't the best set piece, it came out to him, and he just hit it first time, and in order to have the confidence to go ahead and do that when it's only a second start in the Premier League is absolutely phenomenal. But moving away from the goal, it wasn't just the goal, it was his maturity. As a centre-back yesterday, playing in the left-hand side of a flat back 3, it was absolutely brilliant. And I think what we saw yesterday from Tomori is not that he's just a very solid defender and he can also score a rocket from outside the box. He's able to carry the ball forward, which is very, very key for Chelsea, particularly if we see the 3 centre-back formation moving forward. I don't think we're going to see it against Liverpool. I'm obviously going to go into a bit more of a tactical video later on this coming week for the game against Liverpool. It's a completely different gravy of opposition. Liverpool are the best team in the country right now, and we're gonna have to adapt again flexibly from Frank in order to accommodate for the defending that we're going to need to do against Liverpool next week. But from Tomori, yet again, maturity that we don't expect from a player of his age who hasn't played that many games at the top level, yet he looks as though he's been doing it for years. And yesterday, despite conceding 2 goals, and although the Premier League stats say we've got the worst defence in the league, individually, Tomori was very impressive yet again. Moving into point number 4, Christensen yesterday was fantastic, in my opinion. I think that we'll go into the red box at the later end of this video as to why we conceded 2 goals again, but Andreas Christensen playing in a back 3, we've seen him do it before, it gives him the ability to move forward. He looked very, very solid and very confident yesterday in the centre between Rudiger in the first half, Zuma in the second, and Fikayo Tomori on the left of that defence. I think this is where we're going to see the best from Andreas Christensen as a defender. He's a good centre-back. We've always known that he's had the talent as he's come up through the youth and the different ranks at Chelsea. We've seen his abilities. He can play the ball similarly to what we've seen over the years from the good side of David Luiz's game. Andreas Christensen has got that killer pass in him as well. And yesterday in the middle, he definitely looked at home. And I feel as though if Chelsea are going to move forward with a preferable formation for our defenders, which is clearly the area of weakness right now, I think Christensen playing in the middle of a back 3 could be key for Chelsea moving forward. Very good from him. And it was also a very good performance from a man who's gone under the radar. He's had a lot of people giving him criticism, saying that he's not quite the player he once was, and over the years he's not scored enough goals, he's not had enough assists in a Chelsea shirt. It's the evergreen Willian. Even though he's getting older, he still yesterday showed that he has that talent and ability to come into this Chelsea team that had a few injuries and we needed to make tactical changes. Willian came in and he worked so hard for the team yesterday, and I think it's very easy for people to just jump on a bandwagon slating Willian because he struggles to beat the first man on corners. He often makes some poor passes and poor decisions in the final third, but yesterday what Willian did was he enabled himself to be in different areas of the field, making space to always be available for the pass. So Willian was brilliant, and I've also put Marcus Alonso in that box yesterday because yet again, Marcus Alonso showed why going forward, he's a very, very good asset for Chelsea to have, particularly playing in that left wing-back position. He got forward, he got the assist for Tammy Abraham's header. It was a brilliant ball in. And despite at times Traore getting the better of him, we're talking about Alonso defensively, and you could also say that he was at fault for Wolves' second goal, going forward, Marcus Alonso yet again showed why we cannot write him off in a Chelsea shirt. As for where these 2 players fit in moving forward, definitely Willian is a good option for Chelsea to have. We've obviously got Champions League football coming up against Valencia in a couple of days' time, Liverpool next week. We're going to need players like Willian with that experience, and he's done it before against Liverpool as well. He scored a couple of goals there. We're going to need players like this to be able to come in when we've got injuries and we don't have all of our first choice players available. Willian is always a great player to call upon, even over the years when I remember particularly the season where Mourinho was sacked and we lost Mourinho as the manager. Willian was one of the players that always performed. He was always available. He was always trying to get into space, making runs. Even if the final product wasn't ideal, Willian was always making the effort. And yesterday, no one can doubt the effort of both Willian and Marcus Alonso in a Chelsea shirt. I want to give a red flag to Kepa. I am Kepa's biggest fan. I think he's a brilliant goalkeeper. I think for club and country last season, although yesterday it wasn't ideal, Kepa is a brilliant player, and moving forward, he's going to be Chelsea's #1 goalkeeper for many years to come. But what I saw yesterday, and this really frustrated me, was he wasn't leading from the back. We've got 3 defenders. We had Rudiger in there, who's a leader who comes back in. But when Wolves scored their goals, I feel as though Kepa needs to be a lot more commanding and demanding of his defenders within his space in the penalty area. I feel as though both goals, Kepa could have done better, and I don't know if it was a bit of complacency because we were 2 or 3 goals up the majority of the game. I wasn't convinced by Kepa's performance yesterday, and I feel as though he needs to concentrate a lot more and he needs to be a lot more assertive in the box. So obviously there were defensive issues aplenty towards the end of the game yesterday from Chelsea, but from what I saw, I feel as though the majority of it was concentrational elements of our defending, which just went out of the window. In the first half, when you saw Rudiger come back in, we didn't concede a goal in the first half. We looked very, very secure at the back. We had Rudiger playing the balls out. We had Tomori playing the balls out. Christensen looking solid, and Kepa leading from the back of the pitch. But in the second half yesterday, it all seemed to go a little bit quiet in terms of the communication. It seemed as though organising the penalty area from Kepa wasn't ideal, and therefore Wolves managed to score 2 goals. Liverpool next week, even Valencia in midweek, we're going to need to be assertive in the back line. Kepa's going to need to control his defenders positionally. He's going to have to command his box. He's going to have to come out and commit to the ball, to winning it in the air, because Mane, Firmino, Salah, even Divock Origi if he plays, there's so many talented players in that Liverpool attack, and they're going to cause Chelsea problems. And over the course of the next 5 or 6 days, Frank's going to need to work on that defensive positioning and the leadership at the back. So yeah, those were 6 things that I pointed out from yesterday's game. There were plenty of others that we needed to talk about. Azpilicueta was good, I thought, yesterday again. Rudiger being back is a massive thing for Chelsea. And not only that, we're still looking at these 6 things on the screen right now, and we've still got so many talented players that come back from injury that are not only going to improve this ability that Frank has got to be even more tactically flexible, to keep changing things up in order to match that of our opposition, but there's some seriously talented players that are going to come in there again and make Chelsea even more of a force. I'm very excited for the return of Callum Hudson-Odoi. I'm sure we're going to see a few minutes of him in the first team this coming week, either against Valencia or against Liverpool. If you didn't see the goal that Henry Lawrence scored on Friday night for the development squad against Brighton, Reece James pings a 45, 50-yard ball over to Callum. Callum with the assist, and another talented youngster, Henry Lawrence, sticks it in. What a finish that was. So many positives for Chelsea with this youth. 11 goals scored, 11 academy graduates scoring the goals. I'm absolutely buzzing with the win yesterday. Chelsea were brilliant, the fans were brilliant, everything was class, and yeah, that has been it. Thank you guys for watching. As always, the following video tomorrow will be Chelsea Fans React, where we look into the formations a little bit more. You guys let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What should we be looking at moving forward? Taking the positives from what was a great win yesterday and adapting that to the Valencia game and the Liverpool game that we're going to see next week. Thank you guys again for all of the support on the channel. We're nearly at 50,000 subscribers, which is mental. I'm back in my old office. I'm flipping, downloading FIFA demos and pre-ordering FIFA 20 for a Chelsea Career Mode series that will be coming your way later this week. I hope you've all had a good weekend. I'm out of here. I'll see you all later. Goodbye.